Hey, everybody. Today I want to talk to you about progress. Progress is, for me, going to be the sense of fulfillment or the sense of happiness and joy. It's not necessarily the destination, but the road, right? Or the progress. The process, practice is what I'm talking about. So, like in the gym, you're practicing, right? Or you're progressing. Every time that you lift another set, lift another rep, you're practicing. You're adding progress to what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Whether you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to build muscle, maybe you're trying to do both. And that's just using the gym as an example. But progress has to be paired with discipline. That's the only way that you're going to get that progress long term. So it's easy to say like, okay, it's December 30th. I got a couple more days. We're gonna start this new routine. I'm gonna give up these foods, that food. I'm gonna start working out. This is what I'm gonna start waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning or some crazy, you know, resolution type thing that you've come up with. And like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And you're all hyped. You're psyched. You're like, oh yes, this is what we're gonna do. All right, January 1st comes around and you're like, all right, day one, I got it. I'm excited. But by January 10th, January 14th, you're like, man, I don't feel like doing this. This is hard. This is tough. Discipline is what's going to get you to push through and get that progress. Without discipline, it's not going to happen because all the other things in life are going to slow you down or you're not going to feel like it. You stayed up too late. Your alarm didn't go off. Whatever. There's going to be a reason or an excuse for everybody, for everything. I'm mentioning the gym right now, but it could be whatever it is. I mean, you could be a student, you're going to school and you're like, all right, I'm going to hammer out this project. I'm going to do all my homework. I'm going to get my studies done by Wednesday so that the rest of the week I can hang out with my friends, I can watch videos, I can do this, I can just chill and watch Netflix, whatever your thing is that you like to do. But it takes discipline. It's easy to say that you're going to do something. It's a lot harder to actually do it and do it consistently. But that progress is where you're going to get that happiness and that fulfillment. Because all those little things that hold you back, ultimately, they don't make you happy. They're instant gratification, sure. I'm going to watch a movie and put off the project. Sure, instantly, you're like, okay, this was a good movie. I've been waiting to watch it. Netflix just added this show or that movie. Awesome. But it didn't really help you. You didn't gain anything after that show, that movie, that thing is done. You still have the project to do, and now you're left with like regret, essentially. All of this applies for virtually everything, which would include reading the Bible. Hmm. Well, maybe you set out a resolution like, all right, I'm gonna read a chapter a day, or I'm gonna read a verse a day, whatever your resolution may have been, or your dedication to yourself. I'm gonna set out to read 30 minutes a day. Again, you're excited in the moment. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm finally like, I got a plan. I've been waiting to start doing this, but then the time comes, and maybe for the first couple of days, just like your resolution for the gym, like I was mentioning, you're like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I woke up early. I've got 30 minutes to myself. The kids aren't up. Life isn't going yet. Let me start. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Or maybe your time window's at the end of the day. You're like, all right, I'm home. I'm in bed. Extra 20 minutes early, 30 minutes early. I'm gonna go ahead and get my read in. Okay, right before you go to bed. Maybe. Um, but by day 10, day 14, may not want to do that anymore. I don't want to wake up early. Sleep feels too good. It takes discipline. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take practice, but practice equals progress, and progress is where you're going to get the fulfillment and your joy. You have to keep pushing past those hard times, those difficult times. Anything that you practice regularly with discipline and consistency becomes a lot easier. I promise. Think about this. I'll make this easier. When's the last time you thought about breathing? When's the last time you thought about blinking? These are things that you do constantly throughout the day. That's, essentially how your eyes don't dry out and fall out of your head, and how your body stays alive. You have to breathe. Now, of course, if you've got something in your eye or if you're choking, you might be thinking about those things at that time. Sure. But it's because your body has become accustomed to it. This is what we have to do. It's the same thing. If you make that type of discipline and that type of dedication to whatever it is, reading the Bible daily, going to the gym on a regular schedule. I won't say daily because you should take some days off, but on a regular schedule. Or maybe, like I said, going to study if you're a student, or whatever your thing is that you need to do. Set some time for your family. Set some time for your kids. Set some time for yourself. Set some time for your friends. But it's all about balance. You can't have all the time for just you and not spend any time with your family, not spend any time with your friends, because then you seem kind of selfish and nobody wants to hang out with you anyway. Um, but you have to give time to these different things, but you can't neglect the other things. You can't neglect your studies. You can't neglect the Bible. You can't neglect your body and going to the gym and eating healthy. I mean, you can, but the result's not great. Um, these are the things that are gonna find you a happier place. You want to be in a happier place. You want to have that sense of pride, sense of fulfillment. You've got to dedicate some time to these different things, which takes discipline. It's a lot easier for me to sit here and say that. I'm practicing all of these. I have not mastered any of these really, but daily try to make intention to give time to these different areas of your life. Set aside time for the recreational stuff, almost like if you've ever made like a budget with your money. Think about it like that. You've got X number of dollars that has to go towards the rent or the car or the mortgage, some money for food, but hopefully you have some money for like recreational stuff or like a savings, whatever you're into. Hey, I'm going to take this number of dollars and, you know, do something fun with my kids. Or I'm going to take this money and buy that thing I've been waiting on. Maybe you need a new watch or a new shirt or whatever your thing is, new pair of shoes. Nike's getting ready to drop these new Jordans. I gotta get them. Whatever your thing is, um, but it's the same thing with your time. You've only got so many hours a day, and you've only got so many days in your life. Dedicate your time to these different things, and that's how you're going to find that fulfillment. But it's all about progress, all about discipline. Let me know where you're at and how your progress is going. I'll see y'all next time.